Hello. So, bit of a delay in doing this video. I've got a lot on, but as promised, this is a 3-day food bag for 2 people and 2 dogs. This could be stretched out to 10 days, no problem. Now they say you can go 3 weeks without food. Well, that is true. Although if you leave it that long, you're not going to be strong enough to gather food or get food, or be mentally strong enough to be able to cook. So, no, that's hello, my darling. After between 3 and 5 days without food, and I've done this, it wasn't because I didn't have any food. This was a couple of years ago. It was because of very, very, very poor mental health. And I hit this threshold where your body goes into a bit of a shock, and you do feel like you're about to die. You feel like your body's crashing. Once you get over that, which takes about 24 hours, she knows she's got some stuff in there. Look how beautiful she is. After about 24 hours, you kind of go back to normal. In fact, if anything, you feel healthier, sharper. It's mad. It's all this GM shit we're pumping into our systems because that's all we can get hold of. That's why I try and forage and try and grow my own food a bit. So I'm going to go through this really quickly. Again, I've only got one hand. Please just bear with me. So obviously 3 weeks without food, you can push this past 10 days. I mean, like I said, I've got little hands. This bag's not very big, it's not very heavy. So various sachets. I prefer sachets because they're all self-contained in their own little pouches, and if you know, just try and keep them, and they are kept in a dark place. So using these sachets are a lot better because they kind of mould around all the other stuff that's in the bag. So bear that in mind when you're taking a rucksack as well, just camping or whatever. Just get stuff that folds around your food and that. I mean, wraps. We take a lot of wraps with us when we go camping because they just fold around stuff and they've got good dates. They're very tough. What else we got here? Some of this, I mean, look at that. But this bag is designed to go into a car, the back of a car. Just chuck it in the back of the car, go. And this bag's for us to eat like kings and queens. Little sachets of and these sauces that you get. You know, you go for a restaurant, go to a restaurant. Nuts, very, very important. All the right kinds of fats. When you go to a restaurant or something, you've got these little sachets of ketchup. Obviously, I'm not talking about high-end restaurants here. If we're talking about sachets of ketchup, but you've bought the meal. You've paid well over the odds for something that is 95% water in your pint. So you've earned those sachets. Grab a load, stick it in your bag. It's not stealing if it's complimentary. Bear that in mind. So noodles, you know, every prepper's favourite. Well, not favourite, just it's out of necessity, if anything, because they're not great for you. But I'd rather feel full, you know. So we've got these are all kind of, as you can see there. I mean, I've planned it out like some sort of OCD freak. And I'm not saying people with OCD are freaks. If anything, they've got the ducks in line. A lot of them. I know a few. I saw one just a while ago as I walked past the mirror. So we've got rice, a lot of rice there. So you're going to subsidise your dog food sachets with the rice. And then there's a curry sauce, like a curry sauce in there, a vegan one. I'm not a vegan, It's definitely something I'm considering. But the problem I've got with veganism is that it's being forced down people's throats now. You know, stop eating food that is from an animal. No, we've been doing it for hundreds of thousands of years. You know, no, we're not about to stop now. When you take away meat, people will start going out there and shooting cats and squirrels and foxes, badgers. They will, I'm telling you. It'll have a massive impact on our wildlife. But you bastard trillionaires and billionaires, you don't care about that, do you? You don't give a shit about us. So we have to look after ourselves. Instant mash. And something else in there. These are all, I've sealed them all up. I didn't want to make it too long, this video. Keep your eyes open for that, because it really is. This is chicken. It really is. It is really nice. I don't really want to kind of go into how it ended up in a tin, because then I probably won't eat it. But it tastes nice, and it's a brand that's been going for years. So yeah, so we've got 2 tins in there, 2 cans, but they're the only cans in there. Everything else is sachets. There's a curry and another curry in there. Look, with a load of rice, more rice. Porridge, more porridge, and a sagaloo, another nice little curry. So every dish, all 3 dishes, that's 3 dishes for 3 days for 4 of us, if you include the girls, all in this little bag that you just chuck in the back of your car and do one. Now, I had some personal trainer called Yin Yang, and I was loving it. I started off just having a bit of banter, and by the way, I've not got enough trolls. I need more trolls, because I'll eat you alive. I will eat you alive. I want it. I need it. I need trolls. Right now, I'll only argue with you if I think A, you're wrong and your point is not valid. And again, you guys go into these conversations, have a bit of a read, and there are I've been doing this for a long time, and I research every day. You know, whilst I'm doing all the usual stuff, the cooking, you know, all of that stuff, I've got YouTube on in the background, or another platform on in the background, and I'm listening and listening and listening. I've learned over the years to be able to work out the wheat from the chaff, the truth from the bullshit, because you feel it in your gut. If it resonates with you, chances are it's worth listening to. But yeah, I want some more trolls. Bring me some trolls. I try and answer every single one of your comments. I really do. But I've just got so much on, and sometimes I miss it. And Google doesn't notify me when I get a new subscriber or a comment. It doesn't always notify me, and it tells me I probably get about 10%. So the rest I have to go searching for, and I've got a lot on, so please bear with me. But I'd just like to say thank you to all of you and all of your input, and you know, we can only make each other wiser and stronger and more equipped by sharing knowledge. This is why I'm trying to push people to try and start their own channels, and I will join your channel. I'll share your videos. We need to get this stuff out there. We've got brand new preppers that are just starting out. We've got some very advanced ones, and everything in between. So if you think that there's a comment that you think is quite relevant, then it probably is. And I might already know what you're saying, but there are going to be a lot of other people that you know, that don't. So it's all good stuff. But when you get these little millennial snowflake know-it-alls, she did one, which is a shame because I was just getting into that. So yeah, all of this food, all of that, all into one bag. But you can scale all this down and stick it in a rucksack. You know, I've gone over the top. I mean, there's easy a week's worth of food here, easy, that all fits into there. So if there's a week's worth, then there's a fortnight's worth. And you're never going to quite get to that level where your body crashes. But you know, we're living in crazy ass times right now. So sometimes it's not a bad idea to do some crazy ass things as part of preparation. So maybe it would be worth going a couple of days without food, just so you can season yourself a little bit. I'm not saying that you should, because it's not it's not great, but you'll have a rough idea of how you might feel in the future if the shit hits the fan. So anyway, I stuck to my word. I'm still trying to get around to laying out a load of books that I think would could change your life. Very practical books, but they're buried in prep bags. And again, bugging out, I think I've made it quite clear that I think that is an absolute last resort. You know, I'm fairly determined to stand my ground and fight, because that's just how I'm wired up. But that's not going to be for everyone. But you need to know when the right moment is to go, to leave. I mean, you look at the hurricanes in America. People have just had to grab a carrier bag. Not just over there. There's countries all over the world. We think we've got it so bad over here. You look at some of your Middle Eastern countries, just having to grab Afghanistan's, you know, they're having to just grab a handbag, just a plastic bag, chuck as much as they can in there, grab the kids and go. So at least we've got enough time at the moment to compose ourselves and try and make the right decisions. But yeah, I'm a stayer. I'll defend my castle, no problem. You know, don't be scared. They're just people. They're just people that want to push you around. Well, I won't be pushed around. You know, I wouldn't tolerate it at school. I've not tolerated it through my life. It won't happen. It's not happening. I won't be told what to do. I'm not a child, and neither are you. So loads of love to all of you, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao for now.